Thank you all for being with me today. We're going to roll out in the next little while an unbelievable operation. This operation was only possible because of remarkable work by a lot of professionals. I'm excited today. As you can see, a lot of people fooled around and found out. And I want to start for just a couple of minutes and go down the list because this is very important. I want to make sure that we recognize, for example, our NGOs, One More Child and Heartland for Children, and you'll hear from them in a few minutes. Heartland for Children is contracted to DCF. Because when we do these human trafficking operations, we make sure that we're able to begin services immediately as soon as we discover them. So we couldn't do these at the quality and the level we do without them. There's been a change of administration, I don't know if you noticed, in the White House, and now we are allowed to have ICE with us. ICE was embedded with us for the first time. Now there's two groups of ICE that you'll see and hear from, HSI and the ERO side. Then, as you see in front of you here, my colleagues from around the state and around the country, we have a National Innovation Academy. They were also embedded. It's part of their training curriculum. We have an 8-week program, and it is a high-end program for those who are in leadership positions in law enforcement agencies around the country. And it's important that we give them some real-world, hands-on technology experience. We appreciate them being there. And by the way, if you've not sent people to this NIA, this National Innovation Academy, you're just not as cool as you could be. I just want to add that, okay? For the first time, our Sheriff's Artificial Intelligence Laboratory helped set up the infrastructure for this. It's the first of a kind. For those of you who are local, know that we spoke about artificial intelligence and starting the cell unit not so long ago. And I do want to add, we partner with the Polytechnic. They give out 3 major awards, and we are excited that our students assigned to us as a capstone course embedded in our cell unit won 2 of the 3 top awards. The other one was won by NASA, so I thought they were in pretty good company with that. Chris Hansen from True Blue was with us on our Predator side of the operation, and I'll talk more about that. Angie Morchi for Sinclair Broadcast, which has 90 television stations, was also embedded with us, and you may recognize her from Spotlight on America. So why do I talk about all of that? Because it's the partnerships and the relationships and the trust that make successful operations occur. That is foreign to some law enforcement agencies in some parts of the nation, but it's not foreign to us here. It's how we've done business for a very long time. I'm going to go through real quick. You've already heard from One More Child. There's going to be 2 speakers, Jody DeMangi and Stacy Ham will speak with us. The Hardy County Sheriff's Office is here with Vint Crawford. Osceola participated with Sheriff Lopez. ICE David Grady, who is the Assistant Field Office Director, is going to speak. DCF is here with Amanda Wilson. The Attorney General's Office is here, and Rita Peters is going to speak. She, by the way, I like to brag on Miss Peters. That's her professional name. We call her Rico Rita around here. If you're involved in an organized criminal enterprise and she hasn't prosecuted you yet, she will. Just wait. Homeland Security, Tom Fowler, Haines City PD, Zephyr Hills PD, Chief Derek Brewer. Haines City PD was Chief Hopwood. Lake Alfred PD, Chief Bodenheimer. Lake County Sheriff's Office, Captain Ron Patton. Lake Wells PD, Captain Stephanie Cook. Bartow PD, Captain Bill Stevens. Davenport PD, Captain Don King. Auburndale PD, Lieutenant Skinner. Now, the other agencies that aren't here that also participated, the U.S. Army CID, Pasco Sheriff's Office, Hillsborough Sheriff's Office, Claremont Police Department, Marion Sheriff's Office, Winter Haven Police Department, Tampa Police Department, Pinellas Police Department, and obviously our state attorney's office, Brian Haas, who is the absolute very best. Now, I'm going to go off script here for just a second, because whenever we do these operations, there's a mastermind behind it that you never see. Well, our mastermind's about to retire. Bobby, come stand up here for a minute. Lieutenant Bobby Kirkpatrick is simply the very best. So when you see this operation today, I want you to know that the silent genius behind all this is this man right here. He's been with us an entire career. In retirement times come, we're not going to let him stay retired long. We're going to bring him back doing something somewhere. But I want you to see all of this magic and know that it doesn't just happen. He coordinated it all, from those that made the undercover operations to all of the infrastructure, except for the posters and stuff. And the magic of this room today, obviously, is Director Scott Wilder. Bobby, thank you for your crew.
Thank you, Sheriff. I'm very humble.
You're the best, okay?
Thank you, sir.
All right. So the important thing to remember with this operation, there were three components. There was a human trafficking component, a child predator component, and an illegal immigration component. We arrested 255 people in 9 days. 141 Johns, 93 prostitutes, 10 others that drove for proceeds, and etc. We had people come from 12 different states to be arrested in Polk County, Florida. Obviously, they must live under a rock, but now they live in the county jail. They also came from Puerto Rico. We arrested a huge number of child predators, 11. What's important about this is arresting child predators is very difficult. It takes a talented group of folks. You're going to hear more about these child predators because they're the most despicable. And I can tell you that if we didn't make any of these arrests and only had one child predator we took out of circulation, all of the resources would have been worth it. Illegal immigration, as you know, is on everyone's mind, and you can watch the evening news depending on what you watch, what you want to hear. But I can tell you that about 15% of all of our arrests in the human trafficking operation and our predator operation, about 15% were here illegally in this country. You'll hear more in a minute. They came from Venezuela, Cuba, Honduras, Mexico, Haiti, Colombia, Guatemala. 22 of these folks were receiving government assistance. That's right. We all work, we pay taxes, and then that tax money was given to these folks to use to come commit crime. I want you to think about that the next time you look at your pay stub and see your money going out to the federal government. Know that the federal government is giving money to these folks so that they don't have to work and can come here and violate the law. The youngest we arrested was 17, the oldest was 70. Our folks stand in the gap between good and evil. They took 8 firearms during this operation from 8 different suspects. 25 people were charged with narcotics. We filed 386 new charges, 102 felonies, 284 misdemeanors. Now, there's always some that say, oh, it's low level, it's consenting partners and yaddy. And once you get over that, understand these folks had as many as 919 previous criminal charges. One guy, we'll discuss, had 2 murder charges. And by the way, he spent a long time in prison, but he got out just in time to fool around and find out. You'll see occupations from military, 1 active Navy, 13 veterans, a medical doctor, a retired NFL player, engineers, insurance brokers and agents, regional vice president of a timeshare, Walmart store manager, party planner, IT database, IT software engineer, an IT guy that works in a technology area at an international airport. Now, that gives me comfort. IT database guy for the federal government. Crane operators, business owners, and in the medical field, RN, CNA, medical techs. We had a lot of different people from a lot of walks of life here. But you can see how remarkable this operation is. And I am going to go over in just a few minutes some of the things that you just can't believe. Now, I'm going to start with the predators. They're the ones that obviously worry me the absolute most. I'm going to go through these quickly because we have several of them. This is Arthur Denard. He's a registered sex offender already out of Tampa. And he's registered because he had sex with a minor in 2007. He's been to prison on 2 different occasions, and he's out. We've said it over and over. If a sex predator is out, he's dangerous. And he came here thinking he was going to have sex with a 15-year-old child. In fact, he didn't actually travel. He just talked online, and Tampa police, one of our colleagues in this operation, picked him up. And he told this 15-year-old child, I want to put a baby in you. Well, we put a gel in him. So there you go. Then there's Eric Corliss. Eric Corliss is a regional executive for Red Cross Disaster Relief. Think about this. Red Cross does marvelous, beautiful work, and we're so proud of them. But this guy has embarrassed himself and embarrassed his family and embarrassed the Red Cross. He's a big boss. He's an Army veteran. He's married. He was, are you ready for this? Get a grip. He was married to a law enforcement officer, a supervisor in Hillsborough County. That's right. He left his phone at home so his wife, I'm sure a trained detective, wouldn't know where he was. When she heard about it, she's absolutely mortified, and she packed up and left, and she said, sayonara, I'm taking the kids and leaving. This didn't appear to be the first time. He was experienced at what he did. And he also went to great lengths to try to hide his identity when he was online. But think about this. A professional man with the Red Cross married to a professional lady, and he took advantage of her, embarrassed her and the children, and he went to jail. Then there's Vern Cunningham. He's 26. He's an illegal alien. Our ICE partners put a hold on him. He came for sex with a 15-year-old female. He brought cookies. Wasn't that nice? You know, I mean, after all, she's a child. She may want a cookie. You know, where's the milk? You know what I'm saying? But he wanted to bargain. I'll pay half up front and half after it's over. And when we arrested him, we asked this guy, well, why did you do this? He said, well, curiosity killed the cat. Well, you're going to have the cat people on you now. So Gregory Cooper's from Wesley Chapel. He's married for 31 years. He's got 2 adult daughters. He was in the Air Force for 20 years. He had a top secret clearance. That's interesting. He came thinking he was going to have sex with a 14-year-old male. And since it's a kid, he goes, what might he like? I'll take him an orange soda and some fruit gummies. Was that before or after? You know, I'm just saying. He's a regional manager for Enzer Roller in Lakeland, at least he was. He was very nasty and very graphic with what he said and did. They're in prison. County jail, actually, now. Prison's where we're going to do our best to send them. Nicholas Capart's 46 from Riverview. He's married. He's got 2 children. He spent 10 years in the Marines, and he wanted sex with a 14-year-old girl. And he said, hey, if this goes well, I'll permanently make you my girlfriend. His chat was remarkably nasty as well. Then there's Domingo Francisco Miguel.